5 days ago, I spilled popcorn kernels on the floor of my bedroom, and I have yet to vacuum them up. Okay, let's talk about our lives. Yay! So, Friday in class, Joe and Jen were so mean to me. They were so mean to me. I honestly, I'm sure I did something to deserve it, but they were so mean to me, I actually almost cried right there in class. I was having such an emotional trauma that I almost cried, and it was so bad. And then, the rest of Friday was whatever. I had tests and quizzes, and they were awful. They weren't that bad. And then Friday night, we had the Freezy Pops, of course, and so we mixed them with, I'll use Jen's words, car parked juice. We mixed them with car parked juice, and it was a nasty color because the car parked juice was not clear. It was brownish, so that gives you any indication of what it was. But, so they looked nasty, and, the first one we just had, broken up pieces of Freezy Pop in there, and they tasted disgusting. But if you waited for it to melt completely, it tasted a little bit better. So we had, a few of those, and then it was me, Katie, and Jen who were drinking. Joe was there, but he had to drive home, so he wasn't drinking. He was just hanging out. So then we heard that there was this, carnival thing going on, so we went out to see it, and, this was the shittiest carnival ever. It was, 4 card tables and some music. So we were there for 5 minutes. We were like, this is bullshit, we're leaving. So on our way back to our room, we ran into Alyssa Delaria and her roommate Alexis. And we were like, okay, let's go play pool. So we went up to the game room, we played a game of pool. And then we came back to the room, we had more juice and Freezy Pops. And then we were playing some cards, and Katie left, and then Joe left, and we walked Alyssa and Alexis back to their dorm rooms. 1, because it was 1 in the morning, and 2 was Jen was like, we have to find boys, we have to find boys. So I was like, okay, whatever. So we walked them to their room, and then we were kind of stuck in their building, because I can't swipe anywhere in their building after a certain point. And it was 1 a.m., so it was after a certain point, so I couldn't swipe anywhere, so we just had to go outside. And we didn't find any boys, so we just came back to the room and went to sleep. And the next morning, I got up and I showered and I got dressed and I blow dried my hair, and then Alyssa was just going into the city for fun too, because Saturday was this thing called College Day on the Parkway, which is where all these free museums and things in Philly for college students, and I'd gotten free train tickets from Arcadia. So I was going with her because she was just going for fun. A lot of people were going because they had classes they had to go to, their freshman seminars were having meetings that day. But we didn't, so we were just going for fun. So I met her, and Jen was so sick. I feel so bad. I don't think any of us realized, how much she had compared to anyone else, but she had so much, and she kept throwing up. I felt so bad. And as she was leaving, I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to go to Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast. She goes, you're going to Dunkin' Donuts? And I was like, yes, I'm hungry. And she goes, have fun digesting food, and then walked out, and I was like, oh my god, that was the most ominous shit ever. But it actually made me really nervous. So in my room, I ate a handful of pretzel goldfish to make sure I wouldn't throw up. So for breakfast that day, I had a handful of pretzel goldfish, an iced coffee, and a croissant. And then we took the train to Philly, and we were walking around Philly, and there was this huge flea market antique type thing with all this stalls and jewelry and clothing. So we looked around at all that stuff, and that was really cool. And then we met up with Katie, because Katie had to go in earlier for a class. So I called her, and after a 20-minute conversation, we were able to find each other. And we went to the Ben Franklin Institute, and we hung around there for a little bit. And then we went up to the art museum, we got food, and then we got henna tattoos. It's so pretty, I love it. And then we had to go. Katie's writing a paper for her class, and she had to look at this painting, which was at this museum, the Philadelphia Academy of Fine Arts. So we had to walk over there. That was on 12th Street, I think, and the Art Institute's on 23rd. So we walked over there, and then we went back to the train station, and we took the train home. And then and then once we got back, I texted Jen, I was like, okay, we're back. And she came by, and she dropped off other car park juice because she wasn't staying, but she gave some to us, so we had 9 bottles of car park juice, which we put in my room. And then we went to dinner, and we went to dinner at like 5, and we came back and we watched like some gossip. Katie and I watched like some Gossip Girl, and I don't know, probably did homework or something. And we didn't start drinking until like 9, so we were pretty much drinking on like an empty stomach. So after like 2:30, 3, we were car parked. And so this comedian guy started at 10 o'clock, so we were like, we have to go to the comedian. And I swear to God, I don't remember the steps going down 3 flights of steps from here to where the comedian was. And I told someone that, and they're like, you don't remember steps? And I was like, no, I never remember steps. Like, calm down. And because the last time I was car parked, they kept telling me I was shouting, and I was like, no, I'm not shouting. So I kept asking them, I was like, am I shouting? Am I shouting? But I was actually whispering, and Joe, like, I would talk, and Joe would be like, Leanne, stop shouting. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm shouting. And I just wouldn't say anything, and he kept doing that to me, and I got so mad at him. I was like, Joe, you cannot fuck with me on this. You have to tell me if I'm lying or not. This is the most serious thing I've ever said. You cannot bullshit this. If I'm not shouting, do not tell me I'm shouting. But anyway, so we went to the comedian, and he was hilarious. He was hilarious, and Katie and I were like, it's just because we're car parked. It's just because we're car parked. Well, he's not actually that funny. But then we got confirmation that he actually was funny, because there were 2 comedians, and we thought the first comedian was way funnier than the second comedian. And we just thought that's because we had like cooled off and like weren't as like in deep anymore. But other people said that the first guy was funnier, so I guess that's true. So then we came back and we had a few more, and then I went to bed. Oh, Sunday we went to hot yoga, second time, and they were like, choose your focus word, and this had pretty much been like a Harry Styles weekend. Like, I'd found Jen had sent me the link for the Harry Styles legs Tumblr, which is, you should never go on, because it's too much to handle. I can't handle Harry Styles' legs. And then I could have sworn to God I saw Harry Styles when I was in Philly on Saturday. To every single God I knew, Harry Styles was there. So when they chose the focus word, I was like, duh, Harry Styles. And then at some point Jen was like, I chose Louis, and I was like, I chose Harry. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I like Louis better. So I started trying to picture him, and I physically couldn't. Like, Harry Styles was just in my head with his curls and his dimple and his smile and his legs. Ugh. And then afterwards Jen was like, I couldn't get Harry out of my head either. So it's just a Harry Styles weekend. We can't help it. And then we came back, and there was this flea market going on, so we went over to the flea market, and I bought a bottle opener. I have a bottle opener. Woo! It was 25 cents, so I was like, obviously I'm getting it. Like, that's such a wise investment. How could I not get this? And then I took a shower, and I did some homework, and then my family came at like 4:30 because Monday was Adam and Tina's birthday, but we went out to dinner Sunday night, and they came here. So we went out to this like Italian restaurant, and I had gnocchi, and it was so good. And then we came back, and we had cake in like the lounge of my dorm, and that was nice. And then they left the leftover cake, so I have 2 pieces of leftover cake still. Whoop, 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 whoop. And that was my Sunday. Alright, so then Monday was Mondays, like, come on now. And then Tuesday, Abby is mentoring this kid with like special needs. And as part of that, she's supposed to have, like, lunch with him, like, twice a week. And she's like, he's so awkward. Can you just come with me and, like, have lunch with him? So I come with them and I have lunch with them, and that's totally fine. But Tuesday, Bruno, that's his name, was like, I want to play ping pong. So we went upstairs, and Katie and Abby and Bruno were playing ping pong, and Katie and I were just sitting there eating lunch. And that was fun, but Bruno was, like, kind of getting out of control, like, hitting the ping pong ball, like, really hard, and it was, like, smashing off the window and, like, coming right at my face. And Abby was, like, getting really frustrated. She was like, Bruno, you need to calm down. And he was just getting, like, you know, like a little kid almost. Like, they like, get, like, really giggly, and they can't control themselves. Like, that's kind of what he was like. So, I mean, whatever. Okay, I don't know why the quality is so bad in this section. But, as I was saying, Katie, shut up. This is why I do the middle load. But as I was saying, Tuesday we were playing ping pong, like the ball, went under my chair or my table, and I was getting up and I couldn't find it, and they were like, it's right there, and I was like, pointing's not helping, I can't find it. And I look up, and guess who's walking by? Tori. And I was like, ugh! So that's it. And Katie and I considered jumping off the balcony because for a number of reasons, really. But yeah, we considered jumping off the balcony. But if we were going to do that, we want to go to New York, NYU, because apparently they have the highest rate of suicides from their library, and we like to be part of statistics. So go big or go home. We're going to NYU to jump off the top of the library. And then Tuesday night, we did midnight laundry. Yay! Fuck it, never do it. It's not a good idea. At 11 o'clock, we went down there. At 1:30, I came back to my room. That was absolutely the worst thing ever. I wanted to cry the whole time. It was so mentally frustrating. I don't even know why. It was just so late, and I was so tired, and I was like, I hate this. I hate laundry. I hate clothes. Just leave them here forever. Just set all my clothes on fire. I'll go naked. Really, it sucked. And then Wednesday morning, I got up, and obviously I didn't take a shower Tuesday night because from 11 to 1:30 I was doing fucking laundry. So I got up at 8 on Wednesday morning to take a shower, and I get in my favorite shower, and I start the water, and the water is not draining out of the shower. The water is not draining out of the shower. It's pooling. It's spreading. I pretty much almost flooded the entire bathroom. That was the fastest shower I ever took because I was like, it's not draining. What the fuck am I supposed to do? So that was the start of my day. And then I met Abby for breakfast, and that was fine. Breakfast was fine. It was so, and I couldn't handle shaving my legs, so I didn't wear a dress. I wore shorts and a t-shirt. I'm gonna wear a dress on Thursday. I couldn't handle. I could have handled physically wearing a dress, but then if I was gonna wear a dress, I was gonna have to look nice. I was gonna have to put on sandals. I was gonna have to blow dry my hair, and I could not handle that. And I couldn't handle shaving my legs, so that just wasn't happening. So then I went to computers, and that was surprisingly okay, I guess. But then I made the worst decision of my life. I should have skipped calc. If you ever have the chance to skip calc, you should skip calc. You should never go to calc. It was just, he hadn't graded our tests from last Friday, which is pretty much the only reason I was going anyway, to get my test grade. All he did was go over the homework, which he doesn't check. We just go over it, so it's not like I wouldn't have gotten points. And in the middle of class, we had a half-hour discussion about the fucking government and why it's shut down, and budgets and loans and all sorts of shit that I was like, I don't care about. I could be napping right now. So after class, I was like, fuck this. And I went and I took a nap in my room. That was the most glorious half hour of my life. That was the best thing ever. I woke from that and I was a new person. You know, sometimes you take a nap and you wake up and you're like, feel worse. I felt so much better. We went to the time we were going to eat outside. And so we went outside, but there are no picnic tables, so we were like, let's go back inside. But we had our hands full, and so we were like, hold the door. And guess who was there holding the door for us? Tori. I literally, Katie, I told Katie to punch him in the face so that way he won't be attractive anymore and I won't like him. She has yet to do it, but she was like, yeah, I'll punch him in the face for you, don't worry. So we ate inside, and then I went to class, and I walked up the steps, and and guess who was at the top of the steps? Tori. So I was like, hey, and he was like, sup? And then nothing else happened, because I'm the most awkward person in the entire world. Actually, I walked to class, and I have no idea where he went. I hope he jumped off the top of the balcony, whatever. But then I went to French. French was fine. And then I left, and I came back. And I walked with Abby up to the bank to get money out, and none of her cards work. So she they let her take money out, but they're like, none of your cards actually work. So who knows what's up with that. And then I had to write my 2 blog posts for my Arcadia blog because they were due today at 5 o'clock, and I got them in at 5:02. I think consider it a success because I didn't start writing them until 4. So it's pretty good. I wrote two essays in an hour. And that's it. you may get a little bit of Thursday in here. This is filmed on a Wednesday. If I feel like doing that tomorrow morning, if I feel like filming anything else, I'm just probably going to edit it tomorrow morning. Otherwise, peace out. I will see you next Thursday. Love you. Bye. I'm so thirsty right now. I'm so thirsty. I can't even swallow. I'm so thirsty.